Well, we wanted to build a electric car. Previously in engineering, we've always done the electric car race where we actually built the frame of the car and had a race. But this year they're not going to have that race, so we decided to convert an actual car into an electric car. So we threw out the engine and all the air pollutants that came with it, and we put in batteries and a motor, and now it runs on electricity.
The biggest problem we had was just deciding what kind of battery we wanted to use. We had a few different options, and we decided that we went with this Optima D31 battery. So we had to sort of base our production of our battery boxes off of the size of the battery and how deep and how tall our battery boxes needed to be. Once we found that out, that was all kind of coasting from there. We got a pretty good little production line going as far as welding our angle iron and cutting the wood pieces for you know, sort of the skin of the box, and then painting and finishing it up from there. They put me and Brian on the battery boxes in the back, and our job was to make a battery box that would fit all of the batteries in there, and then we had to make covers for the batteries on top of that. And other than that, I was the finance guy. Anything with money came to me, which was kind of good.
I did most of the wiring with Nathan, and we worked on the schematic and worked pretty much with what was going to go on and how everything was going to go through the car, working with all the wires and getting everything like the controller wired to the motor itself and the batteries and all that kind of stuff. I was going at the batteries area to grab something out of the wiring, and I somehow touched something, and I got shocked by 208 volts, and it went up my arm, and I closed my eyes and pulled myself back really fast, and I had a tingle in my arm for almost the rest of the day.
I did some schematic work for all the battery lineup and to what it needs to go to for like the main contactor and pot box and shunt and all those good stuff.
Biggest thing we had to deal with was our suspension, because in taking out the combustion engine and putting in the electric motor, we also obviously have the battery pack, which is 12 like 80-pound batteries. So the biggest thing we had to tackle was essentially getting a stronger suspension to carry that weight. When we initially had done it, we had most of the battery weight towards the back of the car, and it was riding sort of like a motorboat. The front was way up in the air, and the back was riding pretty low, but we made some modifications and moved some of the batteries towards the front. So it rides even now, just a little low, but at least now it's going to be a little more proportional.
how the electric car works in a nutshell is that through the gas tank we inserted a plug which you can plug into the wall, and it charges the batteries through the transformer and the charger. And these batteries, including the auxiliary battery, which charges the electromagnetics in the motor, turns the electricity into kinetic energy, which goes through the transmission by the adapter plate we installed, and that moves the car.
Down.